All right, so I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. Just pretty much going to be going over things you should buy before you purchase another gun. I know I have a lot of friends and stuff that will buy one gun and then see someone go out to the range with some friends and see something they like, and then they want to go ahead and buy it before they buy a lot of this other stuff that they should be buying. And I don't want to tell you guys what to buy and what not to buy, but this is what I recommend for you guys to pick up before you buy another gun. That way you become proficient and start building your skill level. By all means, I'm not a professional. I don't claim to be anyone like that. But I do have a little bit of experience, and sometimes I wish I would have purchased some of these items so that I can enjoy myself at the range a little bit better. So to get started, one of the first things I want you guys to really emphasize in your kit is medical. There's a lot of horrible things that can happen with these tools here, and the last thing you want is injury to happen and you not having a way to help that. So a good medical kit, I use, well, it's not really like a specific medical kit that you need to get. It's just certain things that you should have with you. A lot of companies do this, Spiritus, T-Rex Arms, North American Rescue. A lot of them have pre-made kits that you can pick up and purchase right off the bat without you having to look for individual items. So this is the refuel kit from Spiritus. It has some gauze, some pressure dressings, combat gauze, a dart. Again, I don't expect a lot of new shooters to know how to use a lot of this stuff, but a lot of this information is out on YouTube, and it's good to have if you're on the range, especially a public range. Most likely someone in that area, including the staff, will have some training in medical. So you having this with you can kind of increase the chances of, you know, saving someone's life in case someone doesn't have medical near them. So try to figure out and learn how to use it. There's a lot of classes here where I'm from. I know California has some, Arizona has some. So yeah, this is the refuel kit. This is in a sled, I believe, from Spiritus. It's like a little pouch, elastic pouch that you can organize your stuff in. But yeah, I really like this a lot. Makes it easier to go into the fanny pack or your sack pouch in your plate carrier. And it just has one pull tab. You grab it and you can open it up and do whatever. The tourniquet doesn't fit in here, but I normally carry this on the outside of either my plate carrier or my belt or anything, and then some shears. Just have medical. I'm sure we all watch YouTube. You can watch a few YouTube videos on medical and what you should have with you. The second item that I really want people to really get is this right here. I highly recommend having electronic ear pro, not Peltors, exactly Peltors. I know these could be expensive. MSA sortings are like 250 bucks. Walkers are like 40 bucks, sometimes like $25 on sale. But anything that has electronic, I still see some people that have regular ear pro with no electronic, no microphone or anything, not microphone, but no, well, actually technically, yeah, microphones on the outside. So they can't really hear anything that's going on around them. They just kind of have these earmuffs and that's it. All right, another item to have, I know I just mentioned the electronic ear pro, but have some of these in your bag, in your range bag. I know I have a bunch of little Ziploc bags filled with these, like with 2 or 3 sets, because there have been times where I do forget my electronic ear pro or my ear pro in general, and I have to go back to the old school days and throw some foamies in. So have some of these in case someone around you or you forget your ear pro. At least you have some of these in your range bag so you can use. That's something to have with you if you're a new shooter, because you're getting used to carrying all this stuff and packing, and the things that we forget are sometimes the most important things. So another thing is, I know a lot of people's first gun is like a handgun, and a lot of times they'll just come out to the range and they don't have anything to holster the gun. They just come out with this and they just shoot. So definitely pick up a holster for your gun, whether it's going to be an outside the waistband or inside the waistband holster. This is for a P320. But yeah, always have a holster, especially if you're going to be carrying, if you have your CCW, you're trying to get it. You don't have to wait for you to get your CCW to train CCW. All right, another thing is going to be slings. So this is a T-Rex arm sling. I've been using this for a while. It's not my first sling that I like to use, but I like it. It's really small and lightweight. And they packs up really small when you when you attach it to your rifle with like a ranger band or whatever. Favorite sling though is going to be the Sierra Tac. I really like this sling. It's pretty basic. It has the right amount of padding in my opinion, and it works just fine. I like this little metal attachment a little bit better than the T-Rex Arms one. You can also attach another pull cord if you want to, but I don't mind it. I think this is fine for me. All right, so this is a Faro Concept sling. I have a whole bunch of slings. I ended up picking a sling up for each one of my rifles. I wanted to try different slings out there too, so I bought a bunch of different types of slings. As you can see, the Sierra Tac is a little bit thinner than the Faro Concept. Definitely would use this one if I'm carrying something a little bit more heavier. It does have pretty good padding on it, and it feels a little bit more girthy. But I think it's too big for my liking, and like I said, I still prefer this Sierra Tac. It's like the perfect width and padding for me. So you might be different though. You might like whichever one more. But going back to the holster situation, get a good belt. So I don't have it on me. I'm wearing sweat shorts. I normally carry the Hunter belt, and then I also use this S-Tac inner belt for the outer belt. So if you're doing outside the waistband, get a good belt for that too. I just have this simple one from S-Tac. I put my tourniquet there and my mags, and sometimes I'll attach another pouch here for like a dump pouch to throw extra stuff in there, water, whatever. But yeah, these are the two items that I also use in conjunction with the holsters. Next thing is going to be tools. I know a lot of new shooters don't really need tools just yet. You probably only have 1 or 2 guns, but from my experience, it seems like every time you have to go to the gunsmith to either get sights changed or whatever done to your guns, you end up paying a fee that ends up being the same price as the tool. This I think was like 25-30 bucks for a sight tool. As you can see, I've been using this a lot, and I bent it. But yeah, a sight tool, they're pretty easy. I honestly don't know if there's a bad sight tool. All it's doing is pushing the sight out of the pocket and then back in. So this is a sight tool. I use this one a lot. I'm always changing my sights out for suppressor sights or standard sights or whatever. So this is really cheap. This is like the same price as a gunsmith will charge you to swap sights out. So, and you can do it. Like I said, it's really easy to do. This is perfect if you're building lowers, AR lowers, to get the pins in and out. So something like this, I've been using this one for a really long time. I forgot who makes this, Avio or something. But yeah, this is one of the items that I use a lot when I'm building rifles. And this right here too, these are amazing. So I know you guys, if you guys have built a AR lower, all those pins and stuff that end up falling out. So these here hold the little pins in place so that you can hammer them in instead of trying to, like, you know, get everything lined up and getting one hit and then missing and scratching up your lower. I don't care about scratches, but I know some people do. But honestly, these just make it a lot easier to put all those pins in. Torque wrench. So if you're putting on a mount or a scope mount or anything, you don't want to over tighten those screws because you can strip them and then you're out like, I don't know, depending on how much your mount was. But I know there's mounts out there that are like $400, $600. So definitely get something like this if you're going to be doing a lot of mounts, swapping a lot of mounts and stuff. That way you can torque everything down to the right specs. But this is a little pricier than the other tools. I'll check again, I'll put it in the description, but having tools is really useful. You end up learning how to work on your own stuff, and you save money in the end, because if you end up getting a lot of these things, you're gonna do it over and over again. So might as well just have the tools to do these things. All right, another thing that I recommend is mags. I think this is kind of like obvious, but if you have one of these, I don't like to say the name of it because then I feel like YouTube will whatever, but if you have one of these, you want to have as many mags as you can. The OEM ones from Glock, I'll just say it, they're like 29 bucks. Sometimes they go on sale. The P-Mag version of the Glock mags are like $12. Sometimes you can get them on sale for like 11 bucks. So you can buy a lot of these for like, you know, I don't know, you buy 2 for the price of one of these. So if you're on a budget, buy a bunch of these before you go to the range. Just load everything up, have all your mags ready to go. That way you're not on the range loading mags. And then you get a lot more training out of your day by just having your mags preloaded the night before. And then, like I said, these mags are a little cheaper than the OEM ones. But yeah, if you have your first gun, second gun, whatever, definitely buy more mags for it so that you can spend more time on the range training. Another thing is going to be like little tiny knickknacks that you're going to want to have when you're on the range. So if you're shooting rifle, you're zeroing or whatever it is you're doing, you're gonna want a rangefinder. It's not necessary. I think this is like the least necessary thing to have, but it's just so useful. It makes everything a lot quicker to have a little rangefinder, because you can actually see the distance that you're shooting and you can zero everything out to the proper distance. So having one of these is nice. It's not necessary, but if you have the budget for it, definitely recommend something like this. And then this is a DACA pouch. They have a bunch of different sizes, color. They have ones that are clear. I have this one with a bunch of knickknacks inside. So I highly recommend, if you're gonna be shooting at dusk or evening or at night, just have lights, because sometimes we end up staying at the range longer than expected. I know there's times where I've been to the range and we all said we were gonna leave at like 10 and then we're there till like 1 in the morning. So definitely have a headlamp, a little flashlight that's in the pouch that you have your stuff in, so that you can use it to look for stuff and then throw it back in. Tape is amazing. If you don't have like a lot of paper targets, you can go back and tape some of these sections off. That way you're not constantly trying to figure out where your shots are hitting. So tape is good for all kinds of other stuff too. Another thing that I like to use are these little stickers for the color of the same targets that I have. They have white ones, different colored ones, whatever color your targets are, but most of the time they're brown. So these go over the holes, that way you cover up and you know exactly where you're hitting. So these are cool. I like these a lot. And then, like I mentioned earlier, the foamies, I always have extras in this, because in case someone or I forget my stuff. Extra batteries for the ear pros or anything else, flashlights, whatever else I need. And then CLP, highly recommend having CLP. This little one is like, I don't know, $3, $4, and you can use it for everything really, in a pinch, right? And then I don't have a brush in here. I normally have like a toothbrush to kind of scrub things off, or normally I just use a rag or a paper towel, but have some CLP, and then a marker to mark all your hits and stuff. All right, so that's gonna be it. I'll leave links for everything that I can down below. I know some of this stuff can be flagged by YouTube or whatever, so I'll do my best. If you have a question, leave a comment and then I'll try and answer it. But yeah, I'll see you guys.